Guys, there's something I would like for you guys to kind of focus on next time you go to buy some gear. Instead of making a camera your number one choice, take a look at what your lighting is. Do you have a good flash? Do you have a good small flash? Or do you have umbrellas, soft boxes, whatever you have? Because if you have the same lighting and you're getting bad pictures, it very well could be your lights and not the camera's problem. The best camera in the world will not do well with really bad light. So I just kind of want to go over this for a minute with you. So I'm going to try to help you out on this a little bit. It took me years to understand this too. I don't know what it is in my brain. I'm like, well, certainly a bad camera will help this, but the whole time I just need new lights. So today I want to say, stop worrying about your camera and start worrying about your lights and your lenses. So in today's video, guys, I want to say, stop worrying so much about your camera and put that thought into a new lens or new lighting, because that can greatly exceed your photography steps more than just the camera by itself. Just a great camera can't overdo a bad lens or good lighting. So you got to have good lighting and a good lens. Because, everybody comes up to you and they're questioning you if you know what you're doing. You've been a photographer for a while, and they go, hey, what kind of camera do I need to buy? Do I need a Nikon? It'll do this, or a Canon, or a Sony? What do I need? First thing you say is, what are you going to be using your camera for? And they're like, well, you see, I was going to take some pictures of, and you say, pictures of what? And they're like, well, are you going to use it to shoot some pictures of family? Are you going to try to shoot some models, or is it just for fun? Are you going to do some pictures like in South Africa, one of those travel things I've never been to, I think would be fun? But everybody focuses on the camera. If we could get this twisted around a little bit, get them to decide what they want to take pictures of, and let's say they say people, then we will go, and if they have a camera already, and they probably don't if you're asking you this, if they're going to shoot people, is there anything secondary they're going to shoot? Or do they want to get into video too? Because there's a lot of great cameras that are great at pictures, a lot of great cameras are great at video, and a lot of cameras are hybrid. I'm shooting on a hybrid right now, a Lumix S5 Mark II. And it is my favorite hybrid camera. And by that, it means, for me, it does the best job of both to be in one camera. Like, one camera might be better than this one at something else. But overall, from what I see, my Lumix is the best all-in-one piece camera and photography-wise. I hope that made sense. So if that's the direction they want to go, let's send them down a hybrid road. They don't have to buy Lumix. Everybody's got their thing. Tell them to go check out some cameras, see how they feel. The lenses, tell them to get an idea of kind of what they want to shoot more in their head before they make this decision, because it is rather important. I'd rather see you buy lenses and flashes before you buy your camera. Put your kit together. The way you use your lenses and your lighting will set you apart also. Where's the direction of the light coming from? How do we want to work that into the shot? All that is so much more than I'm using a Canon R6 Mark III. It doesn't matter. The lighting is still the lighting. And the camera part is probably the least important of the three. But don't get me wrong, everybody. Cameras matter. They do matter. Everything matters. Okay? It's like a big puzzle we're trying to put together. I'm just saying, everybody is 95% focused on the cameras, and they're not very focused on flash, or lens. They want to focus on the cameras. And that's important to focus on. If you've bought a digital camera in the last 8 years or so, I'm going to say you're fine. Start adding lenses and flashes to it if you've already got a camera that's decent in the last 8 years, because nobody's put out a bad camera in the last 8 years. Every camera that's been put out by every brand, I think I could make a good video with or take good pictures with it. So with that said, we need to focus on the part that's going to make your camera jump out. And people are going to say, wow, that's a nice camera. But what they won't know what's happening, but the lights and the lens are the one responsible for the outcome. Think of it like this. A camera records the photo. The light creates the photo. And the lens shapes the photo. Try to think of it like that in your head. It's just not all about your camera. Now your flash can change everything. You can take a completely dark room and light it up with this. A completely dark room in your camera, you're not going anywhere. And for some reason, a lot of especially new photographers are scared of flash. This was a have-to back in the 80s and 90s. It wasn't a choice. But nowadays, with all the available light stuff going on, they call it, there's no workaround for a good flash. In my opinion, there's just not. Multiple flashes is even better. There is no workaround for a good flash. If you have good lighting going on, you're going to get good pictures, especially with a sharp lens. I've got a lens compare video coming up for you guys in just I'm hoping in the next week. We're comparing a Leica lens to a Lumix lens. It should be quite a lot of fun. We were going to record it the other day, but as soon as we got out there, the skies opened up, so we haven't been able to do it. Natural light is beautiful, but it's not always possible. Sometimes the sun is already gone, and the light's not going to help you with this light to your rescue. Not the newest camera, the light. Multiple lights generally, because then you can get into lots of cool settings and lighting and angles. That's when it becomes a lot of fun. The direction of your light matters more than your camera does. Light directly in front of your subject will look different than light from like a 45-degree angle of your subject. Light from above looks different than light from below. You'd be amazed if you get out and play with your flash one day what you can actually use and all the stuff that can be done with a good flash. A small flash like this one shot straight at somebody looks completely different than one that's bounced off the wall or shot through a softbox. So we can take this one, we can put it behind us, bounce it, we can turn it straight at them, whatever we want to do, behind the wall. It'll do it all. And here's where photographers get stuck. They spend $3,000 on a new camera body, but they don't want to spend the time to learn how to bounce a flash. I don't get it. You know, your flash is not just there to make the subject brighter. I think that's a problem a lot of people have. Like, it's already bright in here. I don't need a flash. This isn't just because places are dark. You get shapes, you get angles with this, you get all kinds of stuff. You can set this, if you have multiple ones in a room, oh man, you can get some beautiful stuff with just 2 or 3 of these set up in different shots. Maybe one's bouncing off the wall, one's bouncing at her on lower setting. And because not only do you have 3 flashes, but each flash can be set at a different power. So this, to me, is the gateway from going to from an amateur to a pro. And that is getting your flash figured out. Don't worry about the lenses. I'll get to the lenses in a second. Your flash will give you shape. It gives the flash dimension. It separates the subject from the background. It adds catch light to the eyes, and that's very important. You seen these little ring lights everybody use? Oh, I can't stand those things. It just leaves a circle of light right in their eyes. Craziest looking thing. Can't stand those things. That's my opinion. You see it a lot on TikTok. A lot of these girls will have that little ring light up there, and all you can see in their eyes is that little ring. That's crazy. But anyway, what we're going to do. Your flash will give life to an image that's kind of dead. When you learn flash, you stop being a victim of bad lighting. Now it's no longer somebody else's fault. It's all on you. You got one of these, you got to fix it now. That's why you're getting paid, because you are now in control. And once you experience that, it's hard to go back. It's hard to lose control once you got complete control with your flashes. Let's jump over to lenses for a second. Lenses are super important. There's a big difference between a $100 lens and a $3,000 lens. A 24 millimeter lens will tell a story. A 35 millimeter lens will tell a little different story. And a 50 millimeter lens will give you an even different story. So just by a little bit of adjusting here and there, you're getting completely different stories. You're getting a lot more in the image, or you're cutting a lot out of the image, but it's changing the story of the image. An 85 millimeter lens is what you're going to probably use for portrait, because it shapes the face in about the best way that can be done. The 85. Now, a lot of people like 50s. I'm not going to hang on them. 50 is one of my favorite focal lengths too, but for headshots, I'm always at the 85 if I can help it. 85 is my go-to for headshots. If you put in a wide angle lens, it's going to exaggerate the space. It's going to make it look huge. It's one of those things that people hold their hands up to their arm, and their arm looks 14 foot long. How long does mine look right there? I think I've got this one set on like a 28. Got my long arms. Am I reaching you? I think that's a 28. So an f-stop on your camera is going to give you background blur. And that's what everybody likes, is that background blur. Make sure you keep everything in the focus it's supposed to be in focus, though, when you're doing that. So you got just a little bit of a leeway. A very sharp lens will give you detail. And that's what we're going to see, I think, in a few days on that Leica lens. I think that's one thing we're going to get into. Older lenses may have character, and that's true, because I have a lot of older lenses that I like. I didn't sold. Kept a lot of my Canon lenses when I moved from Canon to Lumix. I still have 3 or 4 Canon cameras also, but Lumix is my main go-to at the moment. That is why I tell people, don't just ask what camera should you buy. Ask what kind of photograph do you want to make, because that's going to be huge, because the lens will affect more than the camera body will. So get them thinking in that direction and you'll be good. They don't know, they're new, they're learning. We've all been there before. So We got to start somewhere, right? Here's a real world example. Take an older camera, put a good lens on it, get some good light, and know what you're doing. You always got to know what you're doing. Now take a brand new expensive camera, put a bad lens on it, use ugly light. And just because this is small doesn't mean it's ugly. This is actually a really good flash. So I'm not going to use this for our ugly because it's not ugly. This is actually a tremendous little flash that I would have laughed myself to death had you showed it to me 5 years ago. Because we were all running around with flashes like this. This looks like garbage. It's not. It's actually an awesome little flash. It does a lot. So like I said, get a brand new camera, put a bad lens on it, use some ugly light, don't control the scene. Which one's going to look better? I had a feeling you'd say that. So why? Why is that? Because photography is not about technical perfection. It's about how the viewer sees the image. Good light makes skin look better. Good light makes eyes pop. You know, I talk about that all the time. Getting the light out of the eyes. That is so important. You'll see some pictures that are beautiful, but you got those dark socket holes. That makes me just want to bang my head. I'm like, you see how this picture is 99% beautiful, but you killed it with the eye sockets right there. They're dark. I don't want to see your crappy picture anymore. Get rid of it. But you know what I'm saying. Getting those lights lit up the eyes, light up the eyes. Good light makes clothing and hair separate from the background. Good light will create a mood. The camera is just capturing everything that you're getting. It's using the flash and the lens. That's all it's doing. It's just there to capture it. If what you're capturing is bad or ugly, or has bad lighting, that's what your image is going to look like. Your camera can't fix that. Now, it could give you a sharper image of a really bad photograph. You could do that, and a 50 megapixel version of a bad photograph, but nobody wants that. You guys see where I'm coming from, right? Any questions, leave me down at the bottom. I know I like to exaggerate and have fun, but if I'm confusing you in any way, I apologize. I'm not trying to. I've just been doing this a long time. Tell me if you guys think I'm talking too fast. I have people tell me that all the time. If I'm jumping over things and not mentioning something that I forgot to tell you or I should have told you, leave a message down at the bottom. I read these, believe me, I do, and I will make adjustments. I appreciate you guys. In fact, I just made an adjustment on the camera the other day because the guy asked me a question about the camera, so I made an adjustment. I think everything looks better. Nobody else mentioned it but him, and I didn't see it myself. So I do listen. So somebody comes up to me and says, Daniel, what should I buy first? Most of the time, I'm not going to say a camera body. I would just ask, what lens are you using? Do you own a flash? Do you know how to bounce it? And I don't mean like this, like a basketball player. You know, we're talking about this bouncing back and forth. Bad joke, I'm sorry. I would ask them, do they know how to use camera off flash? And they may not, because that's where the flash, people see a flash and they think, oh, that's complicated. And then, my God, when you go to put in multiple flashes, you see people's brains explode. It's not really that complicated. You can control all your flashes through this one little bitty flash right here. You can control them all. It's really not that complicated. It has a tendency to scare everybody. I don't know why. It's just a flash. Maybe one day, if you're friends with somebody at a church or something, you can get the keys and go in and practice. Don't turn any lights on or whatever. Let the window light come through. Go in, say, hey, or maybe it's your church, or if you're not, ask them, tell them what you're doing. I just want to practice some light. I'm learning photography. Go in there and practice. Ask them, do they understand focal length, like 24, 35, 50, 85. Focal length, easy for me to say. Better light makes everybody look better. Bottom line. And I can ask you, how does everybody want to look? They want to look their best. So how do they look their best? Good lighting. That's all there is to it. Good lighting will make you look best. And your flash doesn't have any headlights on it. So you're going to have to use some flashes, probably multiple flashes, to make it look really good. Here's what I want you to do this week. Got an assignment this week. It'll be due next Wednesday. Take the camera you already own and don't do anything. Don't buy anything. Pick one lens and learn what it does. If it's a 24, a 35, a 50, 85, shoot portraits with it. Look and see how it changes the shape of the face. Don't add a flash yet. Don't change your camera. It's just just the camera that you have and the flash that you may have purchased. You're going to be looking at what it does to the face. And then take your flash that you probably got pointed right at your subject, bounce it up. Now we got light. We got bouncing light coming from here. You might lose a stop, so you might have to open up from f4 to 2.8, but you're going to see a big difference on the intensity of the flash and how it makes the person look. Watch what happens to the eyeballs, the cheeks, the background, Watch all of that and see how it affects all of it. You can also adjust some of that with your shutter speed. A slower slower shutter speed is going to show a little bit more ambient light around the room. So if you're going up to like 200 or so, you're going to get a little bit less. If you go to 60, you're going to get a little bit more. And certain flashes only go to, some to 160, some to 200, and some go to 250 if your camera is sitting on top of the flash. Now, once you get it high-speed sync, you can jump that thing up to 8,000 on a lot of cameras, and when it's off-camera sync. It's called high-speed sync. We won't get into that today, but down the road, we're going to get into high-speed sync. It's something very, very cool your flash will do. You guys just won't believe what you can do with a camera when you get down to it. Eventually, you guys are going to be like, I don't care about camera bodies anymore. I want to see what all this flash will do. And it's absolutely the truth. Cameras look cool. I get it. I like them. But this will have more control than just about anything. And when you combine a good lens, a good flash with good light, and you understand how to do it, you're set. You are set to go make some money. Now you just got to need a little confidence and experience and then jump in the water. But that's what I want you to do this week, okay? Get your flash. That's what I want you to do this week. I want you to pick one camera and one lens and see what you can get with the shaping of the face. You don't have to have a flash to do that. If you want to have a flash to do that, if you've already got a decent flash, you might as well throw it in there and see, because it won't be long before you'll be needing a flash. So either start with the flash or without a flash, but if you go without a flash, it's only going to be a few weeks before you need one. You'll be able to see the difference between a 35 and a 50 and a 70 and all that without a flash. But you might as well start with a flash if you're going to do that, because that'll be one less step you'll have to learn down the road. I kind of got ahead of myself on what I was talking about there, so I apologize. But take that new flash, bounce it off the wall, bounce it backwards off the wall, bounce it through a softbox, hold it in your hand different ways. You're going to get some amazingly cool light. You're like, wow, look what that did. Oh, that's cool. Look what that did. And then do it with a different lens if you've got a flash. And you'll be like, wow, that is super cool. I didn't realize that would happen. It will happen. It's very, very cool. It's building your photograph. And that is also a video I have been working on forever. I'm going to build a flash from scratch to finish for you guys. We're going to do it under 15 minutes because I want to show you guys that it's not that hard. It's just a few things. We're going to take I'm going to take a basic camera, basic flash, basic lens, and we're going to turn it into a really nice photograph in 15 minutes. I want you guys to see that video coming up soon. But this next week, do that. Don't sit around on YouTube or Facebook, whatever, arguing about, full frame is better than APS-C and micro four thirds is the best. You can, 8 stops the dynamic. Stop all that, okay? Just stop worrying about all that. Let's learn the basics, okay? If you just got a car, you're a first-time driver, do you get in your car and just punch the gas and do 120 miles an hour because you can? You might. I wouldn't recommend it. Wouldn't be smart. But that's the kind of steps you need to take with your cameras and your flashes and your lenses. Don't just go with everything 120 miles an hour. Take it slowly and learn it. One step at a time, and you'll be amazed what you'll learn. So here's the point, guys. Your camera matters, but probably not as much as you think. Your flash and lens are doing more to create the image than your actual camera is. The camera records the scene, the lens shapes it, and the light creates it. So if you didn't hear that, go back and replay it again. Keep that in your head. But once you understand that, photography is going to get much easier, and in 2 or 3 weeks, if you keep practicing, you're going to be like, oh my God, look what I've done in 2 weeks. I came from this to this in just 2 weeks. And it's so easy. Don't be scared of stuff. You can do it. Look, I'm a moron. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I've did it for over 42 years. Seriously, I am not the brightest star in the sky, and if I can do it for 42 years, I know you guys can too. So I said, we'll end it like this. Stop worrying about your camera. Worry about your flash. Worry about your lens. Don't forget that homework. You got till next Wednesday to let me know how it went. I'll give you till Friday. How's that? I'll even give you till the following Saturday. So you can have to the following Saturday to practice this. Email me. My email's on the site. Leave me a message down at the bottom that said I sent you a message to your site, or you can just leave me a message at the bottom and say, hey, I tried it and it worked great. It's fantastic. I can't believe it. What do I do next? Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Keep photography fun too, okay? Don't stress over it. We have enough stress in life. This world is just full of stress right now. So take your photography and let's enjoy it. Don't stress out while you're a half a stop off when the world is going crazy at the time, okay? Photography needs to be a break. Take a deep breath. Go have some fun. Go have some fun and let's enjoy it. I appreciate it, you guys. Any questions you got, let me know and I'll help you out. Thanks a lot.